I want to show you some really awesome tools to study plants, not only the distribution of plants, but also soils and topography and ecoregions. So you can use the San Diego County Plant Atlas if you're in San Diego County, and you just type that into Google and you'll find going to quick distribution mapping that you can enter all kinds of interesting things. For example, let's say we want to study the host plant of Hermes copper butterfly. So if we type in Rhamnus crocea, you have to spell it right or it won't work. You can click on different background maps so we can look at vegetation and where Rhamnus crocea occurs. So here, if you look at the yellow area, that's chaparral, and the red area is where you find coastal sage scrub, and then a lot of the gray areas are developed areas. But basically the point is you can change these maps and study your plant species. So you can see Rhamnus crocea just doesn't occur at really high elevations. So the color changes show you the different elevation ranges. So for example, 5,000 to 6,500 feet, you don't have Rhamnus crocea. You can also look at ecoregions here and study that too. It's really cool. Clearly, it doesn't occur in the desert, the South Desert slopes or the low desert. It doesn't even occur in the central mountains or the southern mountains ecoregions. The next really cool thing you can do is you can click and add another plant. So let's say we want to add Eriogonum fasciculatum, and we want to do that because that's nectar for Hermes copper. So we're looking not only at the host plant, but also a good nectar source for Hermes. Here you can see the Eriogonum fasciculatum occurs everywhere in the county, except for the low desert. That's the only place it doesn't occur. So you can swap over your map and look again at elevation ranges and see where Eriogonum fasciculatum occurs. You can see it doesn't get down into that low desert. So really cool tools to study, more than one plant. Now the next awesome tool I want to show you is the Consortium of Herbaria. This tool is so cool because you can actually overlay soils maps and all kinds of information. So if I type in Rhamnus crocea here, because again I'm studying that host plant, I accept my terms, and then I have all of the herbarium collections in the entire state of California. And I can look as a quick overview at all the collections in the Berkeley mapper. And here they have ecoregions. So you can see, hey, in the San Joaquin Valley, I don't have any Rhamnus crocea. In the Mojave Desert, there's no Rhamnus crocea. In the southern, Sonoran Desert, I don't have any of that species. So just kind of an interesting overview looking at that. But another really cool thing you can use is the Kml Export. And this is my favorite because if you click on this, this moves all your plants into Google Earth. So I'm still looking at Rhamnus crocea here. And so in Google Earth, you can add a bunch of different layers. So here's all my Rhamnus crocea in California that have been collected. And you can see all of them here. But now I want to look at soils. So I can look at soils by grabbing them off of Soil Web. So if you go to Soil Web and just go click here, it'll add it to Google Earth for you. So Soil Web Earth, if you just click on that, that'll pull up in Google Earth. And then you'll have all of the soils. So here I'm looking at Google Earth and I have Soil Web, and I just have to turn that layer on. So that layer is on. I also have my water layer on here, so let's turn that off. And I have a cram layer on. Let's see, turn these off so you're not looking at a bunch of different things. Anyways, the point is you can just zoom into your area and you can find where maybe Rhamnus crocea is especially abundant in a specific area. It takes a while for those soils to come up. But once you get to that area and it loads, I just have to give it a little time. You can click on it and then you can get the soil that occurs in that area. So there, it just loaded. It takes a while. And then if you click on it, you get, okay, here the soil occurs in this area where Rhamnus has been collected. 3 collections here. It's friant, rocky, fine, sandy loam, 30 to 70% slopes. So that just gives you an idea of some of the cool things that you can look at to find your different species, find information about different species, and look more closely. So I hope that helps.